Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, DFW? What's up, Houston, Texas? And shout out to Uvalde today. We got our Uvalde colors on. Welcome to the Burning Coal Podcast. We are live recording for episode number 13 for the Burning Coals Podcast. This is where we say what needs to be said, and we also come up with you guys with current events, hot topics. We also do trending topics, and we also have stimulated conversations as well. I am your show host. I go by the name of Mr. Know-It-All. And we also have available, and we have with us the Super All-Star Squad. We're going to go ahead and introduce them. The first lady of the Burning Coals podcast. We got EQ, the power forward, educated queen. That's what I'm talking about. Give us a round of applause for her. Second up, we got the shooting guard. Better than Steph Curry. He's better than Klay Thompson. He's never missed a shot. He all net as well. We got my boy at the top right corner, gentleman Jamal. And last but not least, we got the big fella, the genius behind everything. The big fella in the middle, the center, our all-star center, B-Dub, Bougie, Weirdo. Give it up for everybody. Give it up for the team here. And not with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and let everybody know Miss Queen, she would not be in tonight. She has some things that she has to take care of. So Miss Queen, you are definitely here with us. Our hearts is with you, and we pray that we actually get you on the next show as well. So give it up for Miss Queen as well, you guys. Give it up for her. All right. So listen. Say it again.
Said she didn't die, did she?
No. She had to take care of some responsibilities or whatever. So Miss Queen, but I know for a fact that Miss Queen, she's definitely watching. Taking care of her business and responsibilities or whatever. So she's definitely watching us out. But we had to kick that shout out to Miss Queen. So, but nevertheless, you guys, again, you see myself, educated queen. We also put on our maroon so that way we can show our love and support for Uvalde, because we got the message as well here on the Burning Coals podcast that, hey, everybody's saying wear your maroon in support of Uvalde throughout Texas. And I'm not mistaken, the different states are actually participating in it as well. So we want to make sure that we show our love and support for Uvalde and those families that was affected by that. The whole community, we are definitely there with you, and we definitely don't mind showing our support to you. So we're gonna definitely give a round of applause for Uvalde as well. But other than that, nevertheless, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Burning Coals Squad podcast, how is everything going on this Tuesday night? How's everything going?
First of all, Cowboys home. The first game is Sunday. The first dub against Tom Brady and the Bucks. This is where the crown is here. King Cowboys. Okay, we got to set the season off right. We're gonna set the tone. We're gonna set the tempo. We're gonna smash our the Tampa Bay this Sunday. So y'all already know what it is.
Man, we gotta get Tom Brady, man. I heard this is gonna be his last go around. So we never beat him. We've never beaten Tom Brady, Jim Jamal. We gotta get him. We never beat him. We never beat that man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna start this week.
Man, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Man, hey, where the Chicago Cowboy supporters at, man? Show y'all love in the comment section. Go Cowboys. Put that in the comment section now.
Don't y'all type that foolishness tonight.
The only thing that I do know is that we will have a better record than the Houston Texans. And I want everybody to know we have a standing bet, me and B-Dub, about who will have a better record, my Cowboys or them trash Texans.
You know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. We'll see.
Cheers.
We'll see. We'll revisit this at the
Cheers
end of
and
the
good luck.
season. We'll
Cheers and
revisit
good
this
luck.
at the end of the season.
Miss
That's all
Educated
I'm gonna
Queen,
say.
how's
Yeah,
everything
baby.
going
What's
for you
going
over
on?
there? Tell us something good, man.
Everything is great. We gonna start this thing off right. We got EQ in the house tonight. Today has been a
Oh,
great day. So I'm ready to get on here and let's do this. It would be even better show if Gentleman Jamal would take that ridiculousness off his head. But hey, nonetheless, we gonna do what we came to do tonight.
Okay. D Dub.
hey man, maxing and relaxing. Ready for these Texans to start smashing.
He's so petty. He get on
And,
my
oh, man,
nerves.
and D,
Why we
Hey,
talk? Why we
it's all
talking
good. You know what?
trash?
Because
hey,
What
you-
the
hey,
last
here,
I ain't gonna do no. I promise you, I ain't gonna do no more talking. We'll
hey,
revisit this conversation at the end of the season. That's all.
right now, everybody can talk in noise because the season's just beginning. Everybody's got
We
the
undefeated
record
right
is
now.
0-0. Everybody's undefeated. All right, yeah. But the rubber gonna meet the road when when week one come. We gonna be seeing like, we got some pretenders. Ooh, we ain't looking too good. So we gonna find out. So our boy Andre, he said he's a fly, Eagles fly. Y'all not winning the East. Bet that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, man, you know football season around, boy. I tell you that. And also, look like this is the first. Was this the first week of fall as well? Because summer is over with officially. Is
No,
that
not
correct?
yet. No,
You
September
sure? Okay.
22nd.
Okay. All right. Well, we almost there. Then I try to go ahead and push us fast forward to fall. So we almost there. Okay, you guys, listen. The people in the comment section, if you want to call in to the show is available at the top. You will definitely see, and you see the scroll at the bottom here. You can definitely hit the link at the top. Call the show. We'll definitely bring you into the show tonight. And you can definitely be a part of the show, ask your questions, say hello to the team. We also be able to give you a shout out as well. But if you're gonna come into the show, make sure you be civil. Make sure that you don't do anything that's going to be offensive or say anything that's going to be offensive to anybody. We don't need that. I don't want to mute you and and so on and so forth, whatever. So basically, come to the show, act like you got some sense. All right, that's what we're saying here. And also, you see in the comment section as well. Put your comments there. We would definitely put your comments on the scroll like this. You see that? Bam! Eagles all day. Barbara Sim, Mama. Thank you so much for viewing the show. One of our good supporters that wants to that definitely support us, whatever. So yeah, give my moms a heart. Appreciate that, moms. Yes, indeed. So yes, we would definitely read your comments as well at the bottom of the comment section, and we just love to be able to interact with you guys, and you guys interact with us, so that way the show can definitely move smooth as well. So we like to interact with you guys. So nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead and start out the show with boom. Let's bring it up here. You see the title on the screen, the highly weird agenda, black men wearing dresses, part 2. See, we had to do a part 2 to this show because part 1, we felt that we left a lot of meat on the bone. All right. And we the conversation and the topic was so fire that even while we doing the show, we had announced on the show that we were going to do a part 2 to the show because the content was so fire, and we got a lot of questions that we didn't even get to answer because with this show, 1 or 2 questions you get in, you be lucky to answer those 2 questions because everybody's very passionate about their responses and how we address certain questions. So that's the reason why we decided to do a part 2. We can't hear you, Jim and Jamal. Go ahead.
He ain't saying nothing. Don't worry about it.
What he was really saying is everybody's passionate. What he's saying is all of them talk too much.
I'm thinking he out here doing sign language translating or something. Put your hands down.
Yeah, we can go on this show. We can
say hey to mama.
Right. So again, we have to do part 2. Make sure, and Monique just mentioned something to me in the comment section here. Boom, look at that. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Monique Smith said that, and y'all need to do that, okay?
Yes,
all right, y'all need to do that. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as well. Make sure you hit that like button. So We're gonna go ahead and get back to the topic. Let me get to the topic here. The Hollywood agenda, black men wearing dresses, part 2. Okay, so here's what we the questions that we did not answer. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and talk about number 1. The first question here is going to go like this. Here it is. It says, why Hollywood is pushing this dress agenda on our race and no other race? What is the reason why we feel that, according to this question, that with this agenda, with this wearing the dress, why do we feel that, or if we do feel this kind of way, that our people are being attacked with this agenda? Or you can just say, why is it that this agenda is seem like it's been targeting towards a certain type of group? And what I would say about that is, I believe in my heart of hearts that it's all about, it's like we said in the last show, it has to do with financial gain, because they know for a fact that when it comes to our people, and I'm talking about melanated people, black people, we will do pretty much sell your soul for $1. And they know that a lot of these other races have an idea, and because you don't see no other race will do something of that magnitude as far as like for money. But when it comes to us, we won't say no to save our life, and we it seems like we don't have any type of long term goals when it comes to something like that or whatever. We think short term, and money is, I really believe that is the reason why our people is attacked, our race is attacked because of money. What you guys think about that? Hello?
We're here. We're trying to collect our thoughts.
Trying to collect your thoughts.
We know how to say no when we want to say no.
That's right.
So I would say that, right? I think.
Go ahead. I don't think it's just it's not an attack on our race, because it's not an attack when you accept it. I mean, you can say yes or you can say no. And I understand the thought or the fact of, doing what you have to do to feed your family, and taking your family out the hood if that's what the goal or the motive is. I get that. But at the same time, do we have to take these roles that put our men and women? I mean, women's dresses and all these, and makeup and wigs, and and there are other races of people, men that are wearing dresses as well. So it's not just a black thing or a white thing. It's a man in a dress, period, for me. But we've been entertained by it, so it's kind of our fault too, because we've been okay.
I think with Mr. North, first of all, I agree. We're not the only ones, and the short answer is what Gentleman Jamal said. Or what you said. We do it for the money. We more so willing to take the money right now. But to EQ's point, it's not just us. But I get what you're saying, because it does feel, for whatever reason, it feels different. It feels like it's when we're asked to do it. Number one, it's more outrageous. It's more played up, I guess, for lack of a better term. It seems like there's something behind it, whereas when it's done in other cultures or by actors from other cultures, it's more so in line with, okay, just playing a part, playing it for a comedic value or for a storyline or whatever. But when we do it, it's got to be big and in your face, and it just changes the feeling of it. Like I go back to the example that I used last week with Martin, with the H0llyW character. It was a character that he created, and it kind of fit what was going on. So we didn't really have a problem with H0llyW. But with Big Mama's house, it felt different. especially with the second one and the third one. It's like, okay, now it's like, okay, he agreed to do it. We just gonna keep putting him in his dress as many times till he say no. So it became weird, like and not in a good way. So although it's not just us, I do think there is something intentional behind it when we're asked to do it. And the real question is why? Why do we feel that we need to accept it? Why do we not take a stand more with this kind of stuff? Because again, it goes back to a period of time where every black man on in the movie or TV show was a drug dealer or a deadbeat.
Right.
Every woman you see, every black woman you see in a movie or TV show was ratchet and loud and mean and like why do we accept those roles when in reality that's a small part of who we are and everybody that's human nature. Every culture has loud, uncouth, ratchet people. Every culture has drug dealers and deadbeat. Every culture has a little bit of everything, but with black people, it's portrayed as that's the majority when it's far from the majority.
Right.
Most black people just normal like everybody else. We just working middle class people trying to make it in America. But if you let Hollywood tell it, half of us are drug dealers, another 30% are gay, and the rest of us, we just out here lost.
Right.
So
Right.
that's
But
the
Kinfolk,
question.
but here's the thing though. When we put this dress on with the agenda that, with this Hollywood agenda that they're pushing, when we put this dress on, there's consequences that come behind it. And here's why I
100%.
say that is because there's a show that's a TV series. It's called P Valley. Is that what it is? P Valley. Okay. The gentleman that they've been on social media roasting this guy, the actor who slept with who was acting out the whole scene with the man in the dress or whatever. Um, he was, they were clowning this guy and on social media, and he was on social media defending himself on why he did what he did, and I forget who he was coming after. He was coming after was it a rapper or somebody like that he was coming after? He was coming
I
after
don't know. I didn't
somebody.
see it.
Yeah. Well, he had did a long social media interview with people about his part and why he played that role that he played in. And I don't know because I haven't watched P Valley, so I don't know the main characters or whatever. I just know of it just from seeing some of the uh, trailers and things like that or whatever. But I don't know if this guy wears a dress now or whatever. But he is one of the main characters on there that is involved with another man and that whole agenda they pushing with that. But he has got some backlash from because supposedly this man is married, he has wife and kids and so on and so forth or whatever. So they're asking this guy a lot of questions about that. And the guy, he's saying, "Hey, look, he feels a certain kind of way about it because he's definitely on the defense about it, and he's definitely holding his stance about it or whatever, but he's not happy with it. But what I'm getting around to is saying that decision that he decided to do that was his decision, and now he don't like when people are coming at him because of the decision that he made, and that's caused this guy to actually defend himself about the decision that he made because again, like I go back to saying was this guy has some consequences that come behind the decision he made. So even when you put this dress on, just because and I think that they put this dress on, and this is off the subject with that, whatever, but I think that they put this dress on is because it's another way for them to go up or their career is progress, so they move up in their career, whatever. So some of these actors, these B and C listers,
Well,
they're
yeah,
not if they don't put this dress on, you can't go from a B to an A because you got to put this dress on.
yeah, and that's exactly what I was about to say because I'm a little bit familiar with the show. I don't really watch it like that, but I have seen an episode or two, and they are, like these guys are kind of unknown right now. So only time will tell if it actually worked. So we'll see. But my thing is this, because it's similar to The Shy. There was a character, because I do watch The Shy, and there was a character on there on the first couple of seasons. He played, they wanted to introduce a transgender character into the show as his girlfriend. And he was like, nah, not doing it. So they killed him off the show and brought in this other character that was supposed to be his older brother that nobody knew about, that just suddenly popped up out of nowhere, which is I think he's a singer, Luke James or Ro James or something like that. And so he's playing this part now, and they did that. He was cool with it, and now they have this narrative in there. But I'm just like, there's a limit to acting. Like you're not gonna tell me, oh well, I got a wife and kids, but you willing to put on makeup and heels and all this stuff and do this week in, week out, and then go so far as to simulate sex scenes with another man. Like, listen, maybe it's just great acting, but I would probably think that there's something underneath the surface there, that that's an opportunity for him to be him without being him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But again, if that's the case, let's give benefit of the doubt. Say, okay, he's heterosexual, married man, father. Okay, cool. It's just a role, and he's just really good at playing this role. Like I said, only time will tell if it actually worked. Because if this is all he got, then clearly it didn't do him no good, and he just put himself in this position for no reason. But even if it is right, let's say he become the next whatever off of this role, you still have to look at it and say, is it worth it? Because like you said, there's consequences. There's people watching. There's kids watching, and you have to ask yourself, okay, am I cool with the reflection I see in the mirror? At the end of the day, that's the question we all have to ask.
Right.
And I wouldn't be cool with it, but if he is, I can't judge either.
Right. And here's the thing and you said something, B Dub, that made me want to say this and bring this out. If you have the talent that's there, if you are already talented, I really believe that even if you don't, if you turn away and say, you know what, I'm not going to accept a dress role, all right, but I know for a fact I am talented enough that my talent can actually help me get to the next level, versus me having to sell out or sell my soul to play this particular role just to get ahead. Do you guys believe that in this industry that the talent will actually supersede and actually work in your favor to get you to the level, or do you have to buy down, or you have to bend the knee to the dress agenda?
I mean, it's a classic case of selling your soul to the devil. You either have integrity and you stand on something, or the money and the fame is more important. Because again, we see a lot of the actors, at least in recent times, who are making the most money are the ones who are willing to pretty much do kind of anything that throw out there. And I use Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is one of the biggest grossing actors, entertainers in the business right now, if you want to call him an actor. We'll just say entertainer. But the facts is the facts. The man, he's killing it in Hollywood, and most of his movies are not that great. He's the same character in every single movie, over and over again. But he's willing to be that caricature of himself, and he's willing to do it, and it's paying off. Whereas, again, like we talked about last week, you got somebody like a Denzel who has integrity, has morals, has principles, but he also has the benefit of being an amazing actor. So he's the most respected, and he's done okay for himself. Denzel ain't he ain't missing no change. He's doing okay, but you look at some of these other actors like Kevin Hart, The Rock, that have come into the game later and financially has gone past a Brad Pitt or a Denzel Washington, and all these other, Morgan Freeman, these other people who have more integrity with the roles that they're choosing. So it's like, is it really about the craft for you, or is it about the money? And if it's about the money, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be open to whatever, and they're not really gonna care what the consequences are, and that's unfortunate.
Right, and these new actors right now that's going after the money, and that you right, they also passing the Morgan Freemans and the Denzel Washington, Brad Pitts, and all these guys like that, whatever. But they don't have no respect. They don't have the respect like these guys do. Yeah, they got
don't
the
care.
money.
They want the money.
Yeah, they got the money. The money is there, but the respect is out the window. You know what I mean? Because I promise you, you couldn't go to Denzel or Morgan Freeman or whoever else. Samuel, could you
Sitting
could you
in
guys see?
Portier would never.
Could you see Samuel L. Jackson the way he motherfuck everybody? Excuse my language, but could you see him? They coming to him with a dress agenda and him cussing somebody out with the ML. Mom, I'm sorry. I promise you, I am. I'm really
Just
sorry.
being disrespectful.
Yeah, being super disrespectful. But yeah, could you guys see Samuel L. Jackson? With the dress agenda, they come to him and how he can just get loud and curse people out. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but no, honestly, I don't see it, and especially being that Samuel Jackson, I think he was in the Guinness Book of World Records at one point in time, of having the most movie credits. Like, he's literally been in tons of movies and had a long career and never had to put on a dress. And to my knowledge, I don't think he's ever played a gay character or anything like that. I could be wrong, but no, I don't think he would. But again, it's about, because it's about how do you feel and what do you stand on, and that reflection in the mirror at night, are you okay with it? And we can feel how we want to feel about it, but at the end of the day, if they okay with that reflection in the mirror, I mean, what can we really say or do? And just all we can do is just hope that one day they feel different, and hope that those coming behind them maybe get some different influence and see something different, and we go back to having more morals and standards. As Dave Chappelle said, we got to get off the bus and walk.
Right.
I have something to say. What I don't like about this Hollywood agenda is that black men in dresses in Hollywood have become symbolic of the black race. This is how the world view us. If we can take the man and weaken him, then that, to me, that makes the whole culture weak, because he's portrayed as something that he's not. And and not just black men, because you got women out here playing lesbian roles too. And to me, y'all, that's just detrimental to our culture. I mean, because every movie, before you take that job, there's a script. So if you go play a role in the dress for the money, for the fame, or whatever, at the end of the day, you have a script you have to read. So if you go play that role, you've been wanting to wear a dress, and they prey on people like that. Because people with integrity, people with the heart, and people that want to protect the culture and the race, they're not going to succumb or give in to this agenda. And there are several agendas being pushed by
Oh
Hollywood.
yeah.
Several, not just, brothers in dresses, sisters playing these lesbian roles. I mean, they're even preying on children. I saw a movie the other day, I can't remember what it was, where you have two little black girls kissing each other. We got to be just as outraged at that as we are with brothers in dresses, because that's not acceptable either.
Right. Right. General Jamal, you got anything to add, my friend?
I always approach it from we have free will. We got free will, right? I always say it's all about the code, because you can say no to the role, right? We talk about owning your own, be your own, or whatever, right? If we don't like it, then don't do it, right? We determine culture. They would make it if there was not an audience for it. Simple supply and demand, right? If they had zero ratings for these shows, they wouldn't make them. But because they do have a large audience, they are going to make them. They will continue to make them. So there's nothing you can do about that. As you have to, as I said, as we talked about before, a lot of times it comes down to your own personal accountability, especially talk about with your kids or whatever's listening to. If you don't like the agenda, don't let your kids watch P Valley if that's not nothing you approve of. As a parent, you have a right to say, well, you can't watch this. I know you can't control everything that your children absorb. It's harder nowadays for sure. But you can't say that, I'm powerless and anybody or Hollywood or these outside influences have all the control over your kids. Okay. And if that's the case, then you have to do better as a parent, or we have to do better as a society. Right? If you don't want to take the role, don't take the role. Because as we pointed out, you don't see this kind of blast amongst other races. You don't see the Asians and Latinos or whatever in these dresses and all these roles, right? Because either A, they not offered them roles or it's not a thing, or two, they simply said no. They don't even approach them with it. See, either way, it's us. Like, okay, tell them no. If you ever did it, just say no. You can tell them no, I don't want to do that role for a bigger reason. It's like, because as y'all pointed out, Denzel never had to do that, right? He's probably rated as the number one actor or whatever, right? He's in the top for sure, and he never did that role. So that means there you can do it without saying yes. That's what he's proven. So I think don't be giving them no if that's how if you're gonna stand on it, don't give them no out, don't give them no escape saying what they had to do. No, he didn't. Just say no. They chose, they presented the script, as EQ said, and they looked at it, they read it, and they what? They said, yeah, don't nobody put no gun in their head and say, you better play this role. Right? They didn't say if you don't play this role, you can't be number one. Denzel did it, right? Courtney, right? He didn't, or Morgan, or whoever, Samuel, whoever, they didn't do it, and they goats. So that's proven. That's the hey, you can get to the top without doing it if you so choose to. So,
and then you had to deal with some Hollywood elite telling you you'll never work in this town again. You hear me? Got son of a gun. You're gonna hear that.
Right.
Mr. Know-it-all.
And are you willing to deal with that though? Are you willing to deal with
make
that?
your own Hollywood.
Say it again.
Make your own Hollywood.
That's right.
You know what? I agree.
That's hard too, though. Because
Say it
Tyler
again?
Perry, that's hard too, though, because Tyler Perry did that. Tyler Perry put on the dress, and we agree that he at least started doing it on his own terms.
Yeah.
Bought land, built his own studio. As he said, use his words. He stopped worrying about going to their table and built his own table. He retired Madea. Madea was supposed to be done. But what happened a few years later? That money, them other shows and movies that he was doing, everybody's like, okay, that's cool, but we want Madea. We want Madea. So what happened? Madea had to come out of retirement because
there's an audience for
money.
It. Well, there's an audience for it, right? The audience determines
that's
money,
true.
Right? The audience determines that if there was no audience for it, Madea would have stayed retired, correct? He wasn't gonna bring back Madea if there was no financial gain, right? So there was an audience for it. It's called code. If everybody who felt it, everybody says no, the market determines. This is what you understand. Market determines what is put out. Right? You can have a sect of people who say, no, I don't want this. The market says we want Madea. So guess what he did? As a businessman, he says, I'm bringing back Madea. All right. End of the day, Tyler Perry is a businessman.
Right.
He is not
just that's the thing, though. So
he's not just savior. He's a businessman. So
right.
Says we want Madea. He brought it back. So what could he have done? He says, I don't care what the market says. I'm not going to bring Madea back. He had that choice, free will. Mm-hmm. But he said, I am going to because there is a market for it.
Yeah, and he was losing money, but right. No, I'm with you 100%. I think we're all in agreement that at the end of the day, the responsibility is on the person, and they have a choice no matter. But the question is, some of them don't care, long as the check is right. And I see people. It's kind of on topic, off topic, but like sometimes on social media, they have these things. Would you slap your grandmama for $5 billion And,
Right.
people be like, I do it for $5,000. There's always somebody out there who is for sale. They is for sale to the highest bidder.
Right.
But what about the ones who think they don't have a choice, even though we know they have a choice? They don't think they have a choice because of what Mr. Know-It-all said. Well, if you don't take this role, I'll make sure you never work again. Or this movie's gonna be so huge, it's gonna be great for your career. If you don't do it, you're gonna be labeled as difficult, and nobody's gonna want to work with you. Like,
Like
what
Monique.
what would you say to those people who don't feel like they have a choice?
Right.
For
Right.
whatever it is, whether it's a black man wearing a dress or a black woman
Always
doing
have a
the
choice.
ratchet thing, that's just the end of the day.
You always have a choice.
And we gotta preserve our culture. Period.
Right. Right. Listen, y'all. This is the Brandon. Go ahead. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead,
Wait,
Jim
wait.
Jamal. Okay. Listen, you guys. This is the Brandon Coles podcast. We come on live every Tuesday. Make sure you hit those thumbs up, hit those subscription buttons. Make sure you share the content, like it, send it to a friend, family, and let them know exactly where to go for live content. We also have the comment section. You put your comments in the comment section, and also you see at the bottom you can call into the show as well. That's a stream for the live to come onto the show. It's on the Brandon Coles podcast on Facebook and YouTube as well. Okay. Um, Before we get to the videos that we have, I got another question I want to ask you guys. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna throw I'm gonna throw a little curveball here, a little curveball, and tell what you guys think about this. And I know for a fact, I bring this out. I think, I know for a fact there's gonna be some oohs and ahs, and you guys might try to put on the screen and get a protective screen like that. And say, what's going on? So here we go. Okay. So earlier, EQ was talking about children and how does that, how can this agenda affect our children? All right. And here's what I want to ask you this question here. What does this mean for our children in the community with these so-called innocent human forms of entertainment being pushed on them? What does this mean for our children in the community? And the reason why this question was asked is when what comes to mind is Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union with their son, daughter, Zaire Wade.
No comment.
What do we think
I'm out.
about Zaire Wade? Okay. Now, we know that Zaire Wade is father, Dwayne Wade.
Wait, now, is it
basketball.
Zaire? I think Zaire is the older one. It's the younger one.
Zaya.
Okay, what? Zaya. Yeah, Zaya. Okay, correction. Zaya. Okay, Zaya. So we know that we know that Zaya's father, Dwayne Wade, is a retired professional basketball player, one of the great shooting guards that played the game, all right? But then his stepmother, is Gabrielle Union, okay? So Gabrielle Union, she's still in the industry, in Hollywood. Now she's getting these different roles. And she's not the Gabrielle Union of yesterday. Say it again.
I said she ain't played nothing in a long time though.
But she's still in the industry though. She's still in the industry. So, but do you guys believe, or how do you guys feel about Zaya, with the with this question? I'm trying to connect the dots here with this question. What does this mean for our children in the community with these so-called innocent, humorous forms of entertainment? Do you guys think that has something to do with the reason why Zaya is the way that Zaya is? Is she being pushed with this Hollywood agenda from Gabrielle Union? Or
Well,
go ahead.
we'll never know. That's the true answer. We'll never know. But that is a problem. I will say that it is a problem of pressuring these children. And when I have this conversation, I always give this example. Like, kids do kid stuff. So I'm gonna humiliate myself, put myself on blast. Everybody always tell me I look like my mama. So when I was about, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years old, I wanted to put the theory to the test because I don't see it. I think I look like my daddy. But one day I decided to test this theory. So I went, took one of my mama wigs and put it on and looked in the mirror. And I was like, I don't see it. Yeah, kind of, and it's just boys, kids doing kid stuff. But here's the point
So
I'm making.
sexy.
Here's the point I'm making. My mama saw that and smacked me upside my head and said, "Boy, quit playing my damn wigs." Nowadays, you have a parent
Don't
that
put
might
one
see
on now.
that. Nowadays you have the parents like if they see something like that, it's automatic like, oh, my son, and they start, well, it's okay. No, if you want to, that's fine, and and da da da. And it's like, no, he's just being a kid. I give you another example. Since I'm already embarrassing myself, let's go for it.
Let's
Some
go.
of my
Let's go.
friends in the '90s, if y'all remember, back in the late '80s, early '90s, finger waves was a cool hairstyle, and we used to get finger waves. Me and my boys. One of my homeboys, his sister was a beautician. She used to do them. She used to hook us up. But then one time, after a while, she got tired. She's like, you know what? This is what I do for a living. I get paid to do this. I'm not gonna keep doing y'all hair for free. So she taught us how to do finger waves. So now you got 3 or 4 9, 10, 12-year-old boys trying to look like the guy, the street guys or whatever, in the bathroom doing each other's finger waves. Imagine a parent nowadays see something like that. But nobody ever thought. We never thought. Nobody ever thought. We was just trying to look cool and get ready. We had our outfits ready. We ready to go to the little teenage parties or whatever and be fresh. Nobody thought nothing about it. But let that happen nowadays, these kids will be under so much pressure, and their parents be like, "What do you think? Oh, you sure? You can tell me." And as a kid, you're not fully developed. You get confused. Like I truly believe that a child could be influenced into a certain type of lifestyle, but that doesn't mean that that's the case with all of them. So that's why I say the true answer is we'll never know. Maybe that's just how this child felt, and they just want to falsify it. But I'm gonna say this, and I'll shut it down. Regardless of whether she, him, he, they was born that way, influenced to be that way, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there is no effing way that no child should or parent should be talking about gender assignment surgery with a child. There is no way that it should be pushed and put out there. You're putting this child under a microscope for scrutiny, and then you want to turn around and play victim after the fact when y'all are the ones putting it out there. So really, the reality is we shouldn't even know about this situation because it should be between a family and not the world. So that's my 2 cents.
Right. EQ, you finna say something?
Heck yeah, I am. Uh,
There you go.
let me give in their defense. That's their business what they do with their kid because we
Correct.
said that a minute ago about the actors. However, me being a parent, I do not agree with it, and whatever works for their household works for theirs. But in my belief and in my raising my child, no, I wish she would come to me with some foolishness like that. But that baby, Zaya, Zim, whatever the gender pronouns that she go by, okay, that's a kid who will inspire other kids, who's being used to inspire other kids to want to be just like that. Because y'all, we can say what we want to say. We've all had Hollywood heroes growing up. Yes, our parents taught us A, B, C, D in our homes, but we still had those heroes, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, or whomever our heroes were. Shout out to Denzel. I love you, boo. Okay. Anyway, but we had those heroes. So now this is a push for more parents to step forward to say, hey, you know what? It's okay if my son wants to dress like a girl. It's okay. Because why? Have we seen more and more children do this? Yes. They use their Hollywood platform to push this narrative or this agenda. Because now you got first grade girls who are 6 years old talking about they want to be a boy, or you got 7, 8-year-old little boys talking about they want to be a girl. Well, Zaya's doing it. Zaya's parents are letting her do it, and so now other little kids, I don't care how much we try to raise our children at home, there are always those outside influences that they are listening to or watching when we're not around. Like you said, gentleman Jamal, we can't monitor their every move and everything they watch and hear. Because, or there's some kid at school whose parent is saying, hey, you know what, little Ricky, if you want to be a girl, we're going to call you Raya. That's happening. And all it took was for one person or one family in Hollywood to say, hey, this is our son. He wants to be a girl. So we're going to do any and everything we can to make him or her feel comfortable in whatever. And if that means getting the surgery or you putting on dresses, wearing wigs, now this kid has become an icon. And other little kids are going to aspire to be just like that. That's not okay with me. Just for me.
But EQ, I wouldn't be surprised. EQ, I wouldn't be surprised with the Wades, because listen, everything is like everything is almost like a magic trick. Okay. They put the right hand in front of you, but they got the hand behind their back. Okay. And with their hand behind their back, I wouldn't be surprised with them pushing this Zaya Wade thing or whatever, that they're not they're not they're not capitalizing off of that financial wise. Somebody might be saying, you know what? Okay, D Wade or Gabrielle, yes, this is, we understand what this is all about or whatever, but as long as you guys keep Zaya in the open public like that, we're gonna continuously behind the scenes, keep giving you guys some money and so on and so forth or whatever. Because to me,
of course,
just from seeing it's out there so much. It's out there openly, and every time Zaya make a move, they have to advertise it every single time. Well, so that tells me that there's something financially that's being involved in. Centered around this whole thing.
Of course it is. Of course it is. You answered your own question. You said it when you set up the question. Dwayne Wade is retired, and Gabrielle Union hasn't done a significant move in years. But yet, we are talking about him. We see him all the time. You think they out there just for free? No.
Right.
Multiple interviews and documentaries and all this, and everybody. Of course, there's money tied to it. That's why I said this. We shouldn't even know about this. This should be a private thing between a family. And that's why I don't believe in it. I don't think it's real, because if it really was, like, I don't care. I don't care if I was the most famous person on the planet. Something like this, if I was dealing with something like this with my child, this is a family thing. This is not for human consumption and for the world to see. This is my child. This is their feelings, their emotions, their mental stability that we're dealing with. And I wouldn't put them out there to have that fracture. Like I said, because this child, sometimes we forget it's a child because they take so much backlash and so much, and then you want to come back and say, oh, people are saying things about my child and it's hurtful. No, you put them in that position. You put them out there. Stop.
But I have a question. Go ahead, EQ.
When has it been that the things that are natural, or the natural flow of life, when has it become so popular to be unnatural? I mean, why have we taken, let me rephrase that. Why have we taken the natural flow of things and twisted it and let it be unnatural, and we're okay with that? That, to me, that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all.
Right, because that's just the world that we live in now. Everything that we thought that had morals and values that we thought was wrong, now is right, and vice versa. So that's just the world that we live in now. That all these different things that's going on, this corruption and the abnormal and normal, whatever, it don't make no sense. But it just tell you the way that how everything is going now in the world we're living in. It's not right at all. So I don't know, EQ. That's what makes sense to me. That's what it seemed like makes sense to me.
Right.
Jim and Jamal.
I'm always revert back to your parents, your whatever parents in your home life, your upbringing, your support system, your village, your tribe, right? Because didn't Flip Wilson wear a dress? That generation
Oh,
did. Flip Wilson
okay.
didn't. Sean and Marlon wear dresses. We forget. We didn't feel no way about it, right? Ben Raines wore a dress.
Holiday art.
We didn't feel no way about it. The list goes on and on. Or we go all the way all Jamie, we already talked about him, right? It didn't matter what Hollywood did, right? Because they've been doing this. We had like all of a sudden, this is something that started yesterday. They've been, so what? But like B Dub said, and B Dub, just you didn't embarrass yourself by admitting that you were a wig. You didn't embarrass yourself by admitting you were a Houston Texans fan. So it starts. It didn't matter. Like you said, if you felt like that way because you saw your mom do this, whatever, so what, right? Your parents set, they set the stage. They gave you the foundation to know what's real in this world and what's not. I keep referring. Hollywood is for entertainment. If it was not an audience, there would not be a market. It's like don't blame the school system for your kid being. Your kid is just bad. Okay, the school system that make your kid bad. Your kid was bad. You sent them to the school or her to the school. Okay.
Hallelujah.
You ain't bad. The teachers did. The teachers didn't make your kid bad. Who got more influence? The teacher who sees them a few months, or you?
Right.
So if your kid is messed up, it's just you. Okay. Let's stop giving scapegoats to bad parenting, poor choices. Hollywood didn't make your kid do nothing. If Hollywood or music made them, they do have an influence. I'm not taking that away. But they ain't make you do it because we've been having this. We've been having rap music. Come on now. We came up in an era, it was real rugged, real, come on now. That didn't make us do nothing because you knew you was going to get that put on you, okay? Those consequences to your actions, and parents were parents. So it doesn't matter what they did. See, if you can be controlled like that, there's a bigger problem there. It's a bigger problem. If entertainers who have no vested interest, like we talk about athletes, these are not your mom. They're not raising your kids. You look up, we love the athletes. Don't mean because they do something. Oh, my kid got to do it too. Because okay, then you failed. Instead of on them, no, you failed. And until we start making our own people or the people responsible for the actual upbringing of the kids own that, they're gonna always slide out of it. It ain't my fault. It's always somebody else's fault. No, it's your fault, and you need to fix it.
Right. Listen, this is another episode of Burning Coals Podcast, episode number 13, the Hollywood Agenda, part 2. Make sure you hit those likes, hit the subscription button, make sure you share the content, and let a friend and family member know exactly where to go on YouTube, on Facebook, on all the other social media platforms for some of the fire content. All right. Hit those, get in the comment section, hit your thumbs up. Also, if you want to call into the show, you can definitely call into the show at the top as well. All right. So we're gonna move forward. Okay. We're gonna put on the first video. All right. The last Tuesday show that we did, these were the people that was against the agenda with the they were for. I'm sorry, they were for the agenda with the dresses. Now these three gentlemen that we have videos that we have now, these people are against the agenda, and we're gonna let them tell their story here. But the first person that we have that's coming up is Brandon T. Jackson. You've seen him in the movie Big Mama's House. Is it 1 and 2 or just 1? I believe it's Big Mama House 1. B Dub, your mic is muted.
No, it was the second one. I think it was just Martin in the first one.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Either way, in the Big Mama.
Well, he was in the Big Mama House show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and let hear what Brandon T. Jackson have to say. and then we're gonna come back and discuss what he said. Okay, here we go.
Went wrong, just like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. Pre Big Mamas, to me, actually it's like you have an AD, you say AD, BC. Okay. It's like BM for me. My career pre BM.
So Big Mama was a changing point.
Yeah, it was a negative changing point, to be honest.
Okay.
Positive in a way where the perception of my image was on every bus, but my personal life was in shambles in that time. My personal life was in shambles, but my career, it was at its height, I believe. It was going.
It was kind of like a passing of the torch in a sense.
Yeah, it was. And I played Martin's son, and just be real. Like, it wasn't like the best movie. It was okay. It was an entertaining film. Number one, Big Mama's one. That's arguably like, okay, Miss Doubtfire was out, but the whole dress bit was already overdone. It was like, it was hacky, and I did it purely for the money and the work of Martin.
You mentioned the dress. There's a big conversation about that. Did you get like slack when you wore the dress at that moment?
It wasn't slack from people. Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress.
He called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, don't get in the dress. So the Awakened Brandon, you couldn't pay him $1 trillion to get in the dress.
Yeah. Was there like how did they present that? Well, you knew right away you had to get in the dress.
I did the scene on Lottery Ticket.
Okay.
That scene on Lottery Ticket. After that, they were pushing his dress on me. It was something about that scene that touched a lot of people, and I think I was too real. I think they did the same thing like to Tupac. When you too real, they start looking at you like, hold on, how'd this slip past us? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? And then it's like, you know what? Yeah, he might be a kid. Just put him in a dress. I believe it was a curse that went with that, personally, because nothing went right since then. That's truthful. No one can tell me, hey, man, you thinking too much, man. You sit down, man. Everything went wrong. Just like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
You guys heard it. You guys heard it right there. Brandon T. Jackson said that when he put that dress on, there was a pre-Brandon T. Jackson career and there's a post-Brandon T. Jackson career. He put that dress on, everything spiraled out of control for him. And he used words like curse. He also used words as like he did it for the money. And there was a different plethora of different words that he chose to use to describe his highly weird experience with a lot of these elites that's running Hollywood. So he was saying that, look, you know what, this dress agenda, he wasn't going for it. And he also said, I think I also caught him saying that he was too real. And I think we mentioned something about that in part one. Whenever you come off as being, some of these people want to throw you on a dress because they feel insecure or they feel like you a threat. So to kind of tone that down, they would throw that dress on you and say, here you go. Because they, some of these people that's in Hollywood, these elites, they fearful of you. You guys got thoughts about that?
This is what I would say real quick, because Big Mamas came out 16, 17 years ago, right? So if we're going to talk about the effects, we're not talking about today's youth per se, right? This came out, I'm willing to say that we see more actors wear dresses in our time before 2010, 7 than we have since then. Again, it's a scapegoat. I ain't gonna say it's a scapegoat because it matters. I'm just saying that, listen, we've been seeing that. Like I said, between Flip Wilson, both Wayne, Charlotte, Marlon, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, Ben Rames, Arsenio Hall, we forget, Eddie Murphy, We seen all these guys wearing dresses before 2000 and before 2000, 2005. This is not something new. What changed? A lot of other stuff changed. That's another topic for another day. Can't blame Hollywood. Hollywood's been doing this. I've just proved this. They've been doing this since before we were born. It's not like they just started putting guys in dresses last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I've named that all those actors I named were over 15, 16, 17 years ago, right? It's a lot of other stuff that changed. We can say internet, social media, religion. I mean, we can a bunch of stuff we can put in there. Ultimately, it's how you raise your own kids, your tribe, your surroundings, whatever is influencing your situation. It's not Hollywood gonna always do what they want to do. They're not gonna let you dictate what they do. Only thing that dictates that is this. You live in a capitalist country. I think once we get wrapped around the fact that only thing that matters in a capitalist nation is green. Y'all think morals and stuff No. I think y'all forget where the heck y'all live at. These United States, the only thing that matters is these greenbacks.
Right. And Jamal, yeah, I definitely agree with everything you're saying. But at the end of the day, I still believe, even though, yeah, it is our choice, and even though the money is there and the money is what makes the thing go, Hollywood is still have that agenda. They're still putting that agenda. They pushing it on us, and I don't like it.
Name me
I don't
one
like it
that don't have an agenda against us.
Say it again.
Name me one system, one area of activity in this nation that don't have an agenda against black people. Name me one.
I agree. Hey, you know, I'm with you on that. I'm agreeing with you. Yep. And I don't. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. With it, and which each one of these people that got these agenda towards black people, I don't like it either. I don't like it. Not one. Not even a little bit. Because it is definitely that those agendas are pushed on us because they are trying to reach an ultimate goal of us, and it is not to try to help us at all. So they definitely want to make sure that we know where we at on the totem pole, the bareback bottom, and they want to make sure that we stay there. And I got a problem with it throughout. I mean, with every aspect of whoever trying to push agenda on us. I got a problem with it.
Every area of activity is going to be against you. It's not what they do; it's what you do about it. Because you ain't gonna do. You can't change this. You can't change that machine is operating the way it's supposed to. You ain't gonna change it by pointing it out. Okay, you have to you know what? They gonna come at you. What are you gonna do about it? If you don't do nothing about it, then shame on you.
But when you say do something about it, it can't be no one person. It can't be no one person do something about it. And that's what we got to learn how to get on code to do something about it instead of just one person. We'll tell one person to go and sacrifice himself and do something. It ain't nothing ain't gonna get done.
It's not right. That's what I've been preaching. It's a code. It's a code that we want have people. We always think we got to have some kind of meeting or pass out. No, we don't, because no other race has to do it. They already know. You born with the code. Just get on code, right? But you can't blame the predator for being a predator.
So I'm gonna put this out there because both of you make great points, and I agree. The answer, we should be more focused on what do we do, because we know it's an agenda. Like Jamal said, you know, us wearing a dress is not nothing new, but again, like a lot of those examples you gave, they was in control of it. Eddie was in control, you know, so it's just like it was done, and you can look at it as just comedy, theater, whatever it is, it's not a big deal. Nowadays, even though it might have been done more so, because when you saw Arsenio Hall, I want to tear you apart and your friend too, it was funny. You weren't thinking nothing other than that was hilarious. But Hollywood, just like they did with the music in the beginning, hip hop was something that we created, that we owned, that we did. But when the music industry realized they can actually use it to influence people, they came in, they took over, they changed it, they started throwing crazy money at these young kids who had nothing and said, hey, If you say nigga 45 times and talk about killing black people, we'll give you a $500,000 signing bonus. And if you literally have nothing, and again, I'm gonna say this, I not trust me. Yes, you have a choice, but that's what we're talking about. Understanding how do we get to that point where we get on code, where we start realizing, yes, we do have a choice. No, we don't have to take it. I'll go back to Colin Kaepernick. There's no way that Colin Kaepernick should be out of the NFL because there should have been 300 other players. There should have been no NFL. No, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Either Cap come back, or y'all about to lose 600 of your 700 employees. Period.
I'll say this.
So how do we get to that point?
You saying that Eddie and Arsenio owning the content, that makes it worse. That meaning nobody forced them to do it. You proving my point. Like nobody, like you said, they own and control it. So,
but entertainment is entertainment. If it's entertainment, this is my thing.
Oh wait, no, because I found all of it entertaining. I never felt like me seeing somebody do something on a movie influenced me to like I need to go out and do that or live that lifestyle, right?
Right.
So to me, it's Hollywood. It's an entertainment entity. It's not It's not meant to be teaching you anything. It's meant to be entertaining, right? And you saying that they control it, that makes it worse on us. That means our own people doing it against us and not these outside influences.
I disagree.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it is. You said they own and control it.
But here's the difference though. There was no agenda. We're talking about an agenda. Agenda means somebody specifically doing something. There's a difference from having an idea. Okay, but there's a difference between having an idea for something and doing that versus specifically using a thing to push something else. Like that's basically an agenda. Like you're using one thing to push something else. So when Arsenio did it in Coming to America, or when these other guys did it, when Flip Wilson did it, it was for the comedy factor, and it was real, it was true, it was entertainment. Because there's nothing wrong with entertainment. Because just like Bosom Buddies, like I said, Tom Hanks did it in Bosom Buddies. Nobody thought nothing about it. But now we're looking at the caricature of it and what's behind it, and being why and why are they going after specific people?
Won't those people
they not gonna get them all. We already talked about Denzel. Denzel said no. Okay. Dave said no, but Martin said yes. Unfortunately,
So you think Martin is pushing an agenda?
No, he wasn't, but he was a part of it unwittingly. Martin was just trying to be a comedian and do what he do.
But he did it, right?
There's a such thing as pawns. So every chess piece on the board is not a queen or a king. You got pawns too. No.
But if you look at the scripts from those shows back then versus now, the narrative has changed. The content has changed. So we're talking true, okay, and that goes for music and everything else. Yeah, I agree with that. But now the plot has thickened,
and it ain't gonna be changed as long as there's money behind it.
Right. So basically, people are selling out for money. That's the bottom line.
Listen to the video again. Brandon said it. He said what? I did it for what? He said it. I did it for money. He said it. It's about money. You live in a capitalist nation. Deal with it. That's your monster. The same thing you love about this country, the same thing that's causing the problem. You can't have one without the other.
That's true.
Again, you guys,
and they're going to throw those dollars out there too. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Well, this is the Brandon Coles podcast, you guys. We spitting some fire out here. So listen, make sure you go and subscribe, hit that share button, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the Brandon Coles podcast on YouTube, on all the other social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Go to all those different platforms and subscribe as well. We definitely love to have your support. That is how we build the channel. So we thank you for joining and viewing. Also hit the comment section. Also, if you want to call in, feel free to definitely hit the StreamYard account at the top whether Facebook or YouTube as well. Okay. Now we're gonna move to the second video because you guys have some good points, but we have two videos that we have to get to. Okay. All right. So the next video that we're going to get to, we got Michael J. White. You guys seen him? I'm gonna go back to an old movie. He was playing in Spawn. He's an actor that played in Spawn. He also played in some Madea, some Tyler Perry movies as well. So he's going to definitely, they're going to interview him on Vlad TV, and he's going to give you his understanding on why about this address agenda. So here we go.
Said that I guess Denzel told you that at the end of the day you'll be defined by the roles that you don't take,
right,
rather than you do take. Mm-hmm. You know, like Lord Jamar from Brand Nubians, a regular guest on the show, and you know, he has a theory that male black actors will never break out unless they wear a dress, and you know, and dress like a woman. Were you ever asked, you know, ever had a role where you were going to dress like a, you know, dress like a woman in that role? Had you accepted it?
No, it was a part of a comedy. I was doing a sitcom, and it was just a quick suggestion. I was like, I'm not doing that. And okay, cool. It was just, it was not, but it was not no conspiratorial type of thing like that.
Okay.
Nobody's tried to get me to wear a dress, and I'm sorry, I can't go along with, you know, you don't make it until you wear a dress. That's not me. My heroes were never actors. You know, I did a thing where, you know, and I respect people who are men, who are women or men who have certain integrity. I'm not going to sell that for nothing. I don't worship actors. I don't care how rich somebody is. You could be a rich asshole. You're still an asshole. And I don't fear anybody. Nobody. I don't care if you're a billionaire. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like, you can get it. You know what I mean? Really. I have a fan base that believes in me. And, you know, I'm building a business that is going to be supporting that fan base. My honesty and integrity is priceless.
That was Mr. Michael J. White. You heard the brother. He used words like integrity. He used words like integrity, and he said he didn't worship no actor, regardless of how much money they made, who they were. His integrity was not for sale. And I have to applaud that brother for saying that because, you know, with the day and times that we're living in now, you know, a lot of these actors they gonna chase the bag. You hear that term all the time. They're gonna chase the bag. And they morals and integrity and you know, their family name and legacy and stuff like that goes out the door if somebody's approaching you to do a movie for multi-millions of dollars. And this guy was like, look, I could care less about none of that. I just can't sell my soul, and I have to respect that brother for that. And you know what, to me he comes off as being like in that tree, the actor tree, as far as like integrity, he comes off as being like in that Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, you know, he come from that type of branch. Like, look, you know what, I'm a man and I have morals and integrity. I'm not gonna do that. That's how he comes off to me.
In addition to that, he is also concerned, or he also appreciates the fans, and he said that they are, you know, like they're looking up to him. So he doesn't want to, I can tell, like, he doesn't want to let them down by taking those roles that his fan base is not used to seeing him, you know, take. So I can much respect to this brother for, you know, his mindset. I love it.
Right.
Shout out to Michael J. White. Hey, boo.
So here's something, you know, with Michael J. White, right? That's a perfect example of you have to have some integrity and stand on something, but it's also could affect your finances, because let's think about it, right? Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, they are nothing more than Michael J. White, with the exception of he can actually act. So if you have a guy, he has the martial arts background, the fighting background. He is the prototypical hero guy, and he's a good actor. And again, not saying he hasn't done well for himself. He's done okay. But then you got guys like Vin Diesel that couldn't act his way out of a fucking paper bag, and The Rock, who have surpassed him financially, but they've also done those things. The Rock put on a damn tutu in that movie where he's like the nanny or whatever. Vin Diesel did a similar type movie. Like, so at the end of the day, I think it's important for people, for our men to understand that we need more Michael Jai Whites and Denzels. You can do okay, and the money is not always worth your soul. So,
right, B-Dub, but you know, you hit my point when I said earlier when I talks about the talent. That brother's talented, you know.
Yes, he
now,
is.
Right, that brother's talented, and he did not sell his soul to say, you know, I'm gonna put this dress on, whatever, because this brother said, you know what, man, I got, you know, I got enough talent. Like you said, he does martial arts. He's a great actor, and he's banking on, you know what, man, I have the talent and skill set to make a nice living. I don't have to be rich. I don't have to do all that or whatever and sell my soul to get to the next level. Because
but
you
that
know
all
that
comes back to the financial episode we did with not understanding money, because we don't think that. Black people, we think success is continual bag after bag after bag. We don't understand that it's okay to just live a good life. You can live a good life with $50 million. You don't need 500 million, or at least it's not worth your soul. I'll say that, because if you can get 500 million and maintain your integrity, by all means, but you don't have to sell your soul to get the money. You can do okay and stand on some morals. And,
right,
you know.
right.
But
right.
you got to understand, some people just have no moral compass. That's just what it is.
But that's human nature. That's not black people. That's human nature.
Right. That's why I said some people. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, so we're gonna go get to the last video. Dave Chappelle. Y'all seen him with the Chappelle Show. He's also in movies. Was it How High? Something like that. And there's a lot of movies that Dave Chappelle's been in. Very, very funny actor. But we gonna go ahead and let Dave Chappelle.
Half-baked, wasn't it, I thought?
Yeah, half baked. Yeah, half baked. So he's been in a lot of different movies and very, very talented comedian. So we're gonna let him say what he has to say, and we'll definitely discuss what he's talking about. So here we go.
When I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then, like, the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh, gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, Why they putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you got to take a stand.
Well, you guys heard it from Dave Chappelle himself. The man said, listen, they tried to apply some pressure on him to wear this dress. And he took a stand and said no. And they kept coming at him, applying pressure for him to put that dress on. He told them, continued to tell them no, and they gave in, and they gave him another script. You see what I'm saying? That's the game. All thing you got to do is take a stand. We've been saying that for the longest. Take a stand, say no, mean what you say, you know, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that work as well. You got to put that black man, that mean black man attitude on. They get scared of that man. Oh yeah, get that mean black man face. I promise you, some stuff gonna get shooken up. They're gonna be like, you know what, this dude's serious because, hey man, he's scowling and he got that stern look. They're afraid of that, and they'll back off. And that's what they
he said.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
You gotta do that. Just say no and stand on it.
That's it. Just say no, like he did, because he said the producers and the directors and everybody and all came in and said, hey, it would be really funny. But who would it really be funny to? Them or the audience? So who? See, that's what you got to pay attention to. And, you know, they would try all these tactics to bring in the producer, bring in the director or whomever. See the push. Why were they so adamant to get him in this dress? See, that's the stuff right there.
Because the movies he's talking about is national security. And if I'm not mistaken, when that movie came out, that was when Chappelle's show was out and he was at a high. So that's why he was the man. If we can take the man that's up right now and put him in the dress, see what I'm saying? And then Martin already did it. I'm pretty sure they probably threw that in there. Oh, Martin did it and da-da-da. Just like he said, pressure. Then they start, oh, you're costing us money. Everybody's not strong enough. But I think it's one thing is important to point out, too, with that particular video clip. Did y'all see Oprah's face? You know, Miss Gatekeeper, like, you is telling too much truth.
Yeah, I peeped that out.
Don't get me in trouble with Massa.
I peeped that out. Yeah,
and she ain't never invited him back on her show since then.
She was very, hold on now. Uncomfortable.
Right. Oprah looking like, hold on now. Yeah, you saw her screaming. She's squirming.
Yeah, try to play it off. She tried to play it off. Now we see you squirming over there.
Right. Yes, indeed.
She is the Hollywood elite.
Man, she is a Hollywood elite, and she's definitely a gatekeeper. And her and Gail and whoever else.
She was too ready to do Surviving R. Kelly. And I posted it. I've been reposting it for a couple of years now because I'm still waiting on a Surviving Weinstein.
They ain't gonna do that, man. Buddy. Yeah, it ain't. It'll never happen. They're gonna make sure
Can
that
we get a Surviving Epstein. Oh, let me be quiet. You know, those are July names. Yeah.
Or Surviving Elvis and whoever else. You gotta put it out there. I mean, you got to put it out there. That's exactly what was going on. So let's not make R. Kelly the scapegoat here. This stuff been going on now, you know. But you pick and choose.
But you know what though?
Yeah.
You know what though?
I don't co-sign. I don't know who these people are.
They know who they can approach and who they can't, because like Michael Jai White said it. Like it was nothing to it. It's like, nah. End of story. Nah.
Right.
But, you know, if they see any kind of crack, you know, that's when they start really applying the pressure. Because Dave didn't, he wasn't, he was just kind of like, he was looking at it from an artist's point of view, like, huh? Like, dress, like, that's not, so they came with the pressure. They felt like it was a crack, but then when he was like, nah, I'm not. Oh, okay, he's not doing it. So when some of these other people, when they come with these offers to do these roles, and if they not adamant right off the bat, they're gonna start with the pressure, They're gonna start with the, this would be great for your career. We got a couple of other movies coming up that we'll look at you for. If you don't do this, then we're gonna, and they cave because everybody is not that strong because everybody just don't have that type of village and foundation. To Jim and Jamal's point, to where you have that. Because we said it a couple of times already. Like there's trendy influence and then there's moral influence. Yeah, you might be influenced by trends, by a hairstyle or a clothing type or what's popular at the time, but there's nobody that's gonna make me change who I am. Not nobody on social media, on TV, on a movie, no nothing. Like I just, no, it's just not gonna happen. But if you wearing some type of jeans that I think look cool, yeah, I might buy those jeans maybe because I think they look cool. But I'm not gonna go and say, oh well, killing people is a hot thing right now. Denzel Washington decided he want to kill people in real life. I'm not gonna go kill nobody. So it's at the end of the day, bottom line, as we've said multiple times, everybody's got a choice. And you got to have a strong foundation.
Right.
We need more strong foundations.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to land this plane for me. Now, Denzel also did something else. Denzel did an interview. He says anytime he plays a bad guy in a movie, in the script, it has to be like the bad guy has to suffer. He has to die or be locked up. He never wins. If you think of any movie Denzel's ever played, he played a bad character. He always either died or got arrested or whatever. He said that was something he insisted upon, right? Because he stood on something, whether it was not wearing a dress or not promoting evil or whatever it was. And he's like the goat stamp. Dave Chappelle, same thing. They wanted him, they pressured him, this would be great, goat stamp, right? They could have did whatever. You never work in Hollywood again. He turned down. He walked away from $50 million. Remember? Because he stood on something. Not that he didn't do his own part and whatever, but he's like, man, this isn't, and he stood on. He walked away from the 50. Yeah, he got the 60 on the back end, but he took a stand for something. So you can still take a stand for, if that's what you truly believe, you can stand on it and still get the gold stamp. You don't got to sell out to get the gold stamp if you don't want to. And that's the point I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna land the
plane. Right. Yep. But again, like you said, Gentleman Jamal and Bougie Weirdo and Educated Queen, they apply pressure who they know they can apply pressure to. They know who to try. Michael J. White just don't seem like one of those kind of guys that they want to try. He just seems like a manly man kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Terry Crews.
Man, Terry Crews. He might look like a man. Hey, he might look like a manly man kind of guy, but I don't know if somebody can just go up there and grab your genitals like that.
Ain't no real man popping his chest like
he
that.
Enjoyed it
in public.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. He wanted that. He liked
it. Notice Michael got white. Ain't nobody grabbed up on him.
No,
I mean, I will if he want me to. I will if he want me to.
You will, EQ.
I will grab it on live television. Yeah. Yes. If my pastor looks at this, I'm sorry, sir. But
Right. Everybody got their final comments they want to say, so we can go ahead and close the show. Got their final comment.
Yeah, I just want to say, Gentleman Jamal made a great point about goats. We're talking about goats. There are some people that, are goat status. And then there are some people that's never, ever, ever going to be goat status no matter how hard the Cowboys try.
Hey, that was a good moment, B-Dub. That you know what? That was a classic move right there. Yeah.
All right, listen, we go. Oh, EQ got something to say. EQ.
No, this, you know what? I didn't realize this was episode 13. I mean, we've come a long way, even in just these 13, episodes. And I'm just wowed by how long we've come, and I know it's up from here, and it's always a pleasure every week meeting with y'all. Just look at the top of the screen. It's just that one. Of course, we missing our girl Miss Queen in action, but it is a
Right,
privilege, because I enjoy these conversations and this dialogue, and it's
right,
definitely worth having. So
right,
my
right.
my
And
prayers that this just grows bigger and bigger.
right, right, right. And you definitely said something on that, EQ. It takes a whole lot to actually get behind the camera here. You got the lights on, you're going on live, you have viewers waiting, and basically you're trying to create some content and at the same time be entertaining, but also be knowledgeable as well, and to put that information out there to the viewers and the listeners. That's a lot of people can't actually do that because there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. But again, like you said, EQ, we definitely have seen our this platform grow from episode number 1 to episode number 13 now, and we are definitely we found our niche, and I believe that, like you said, this platform will definitely grow, and the steam will definitely come behind it, and it's definitely picking up. But again, I'm definitely grateful and I'm blessed to be able to come on the scene here on this platform and talk with some very, very talented people that we work with and that we able to bounce off of and exchange our knowledge and information with. And that's a blessing, man. So, and
Put a round of
again, Miss
applause for yourself. There we go. It's a pleasure, Mr.
so
Lord.
I gotta give us a round of applause on that, man, because yeah, we
All
definitely
right.
been doing pretty good. But Miss Queen, you're definitely missed, and we definitely love to see you on the next episode. But we're gonna go ahead and give you guys the Brandon Cole bag moment, give you the bag moment today. And what we're going to say is this, and we're going to end it. Make sure we're going to say this: integrity. Stand on your 10 toes and have some integrity about whatever it is that you do. If it's something that you believe that is right, make sure you don't you don't come off your stand or whatever, because your integrity, your morals and everything, it's not up for sale. You can still get what you need. You can still get where you need to go without selling out. So, with that being said, this
Wait a
is
minute. Wait a
Brandon.
minute. Wait
Go
a
ahead.
minute. Say one thing, because you mentioned one word often throughout tonight, and that was pressure, right?
Yeah,
It's about pressure.
yeah,
Pressure does two things, right? It busts a pipe, and it
Gosh,
also does what? It
Makes
makes
diamonds.
diamonds.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
These diamonds at them Houston,
God.
you never see.
I'm finna
I
log
knew
off.
it.
I'm sick of it.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. I
You
knew
you
it
should
was
have known.
coming.
Get on my
Listen, you guys.
nerves.
This is the Brandon Coles podcast, and we want to say thank you for joining another show of the Brandon Coles podcast. Look out for the show next Tuesday. We're going to come at you guys with a great topic. We're talking about, are these athletes $1 million slaves? Y'all ain't going to want to miss that one, and we're going to definitely come with it. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell a friend, family to know exactly where to go for live fire contact. This is Gentleman Jamal. We got Educated Queen, Bougie Weirdo, Mr. Know It
Hey.
All, along with Miss Q. We'll see you again Tuesday. God bless.